welcome back to the Wild Thoughts podcast. I'm your co-host, Kat.
I'm your co-host, Afi.
And today we're back at you with some travel tips. So today we're on Zoom because Afi just came back from a trip, so we decided to take it a little bit easy. But because she just came back from that trip, we have some travel tips for you guys. We both traveled this year for the first time since before COVID, I think. So we've got some good tips. Yeah, we've got some good tips for you guys.
A lot of tips.
Yeah. I just want to include a disclaimer right now because Afi's internet is acting up.
Oh, yes.
You've been very choppy. So I'm just going to put a disclaimer in. Like, so sorry about that. Like, it's Zoom. Technical difficulties happen. Afi had a story for us from her trip. So, Afi, let's get into that.
So I basically kind of ended up being alone in one of the cities I was planning on going, which was Paris. And it wasn't necessarily planned. However, it kind of worked out. It was like an experience, I will say. I will say it was like up and down.
Honestly,
obviously,
props to you, because I don't think I could ever travel to another country by myself.
Yeah. Honestly, it's not my preferred travel. Like, now that I realize, I used to be like, yeah, traveling alone, like, that might be fun. If you find friends, like you stay at a hostel, like, and you make friends right away, yes, because you won't be alone and you'll have people to go with. But completely alone, I don't think I'm ready. Like, I don't think I'll ever be ready for that. However, on the plane, God sent me two little angels, and I made friends with two random strangers. Yeah. They were so nice. They were from California.
Nice.
And so we could relate more because I'm like, okay, they're from North America. And they were so funny. And we just clicked right away. And then we kept in touch. And I met up with them while I was in Paris. 2 out of the 3 days because they were leaving a day before me. Mm-hmm. And they were so funny. And like, we were just really spontaneous. Thank God for them. Because if I was alone, because I wasn't staying in a hostel, I was staying in a hotel room. Mm-hmm. So it's like, I can't meet anyone at my hotel, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't think I was going to meet anyone like in the streets really, because it's, you know, most of the people Paris. That I saw, I mean, no, people were like nice-ish, like no one was like mean or anything, but
I feel like in Paris people don't want to talk to you unless they need to, which I like, because I'm like, let me do my own thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think there are solo travelers, but where I was going, I saw people mostly in pairs, or maybe it was people they met in Paris and they were hanging out. So it's like, if you're alone, I feel like from the get-go, it might be a bit hard unless you meet someone beforehand. So anyways, that's pretty much the story. So it was very spontaneous, but I met two friends. Oh my God, that's so fun.
That. Okay, very proud of you, because you were very courageous to do that. Especially you, I feel like you like being around people, so it was probably very difficult. So yeah, props to you.
I was like, the first night we got there, it was like storm, like lightning, raining, and our plane landed like 2 hours after. It was such a mess. And they landed at the main airport, Charles de Gaulle, but we were supposed to land at Orly, which was closer to my hotel. So it was like, oh my God.
That airport?
Charles de Gaulle? Yeah, but it's really big. Like, it's the main airport, I guess.
When I landed there, when I went on my trip, they did not organize anything. We were like, crowds of people from different angles trying to go into the same space. We were waiting for like 45 minutes, it like not moving.
Oh my God.
I was like, this is so disorganized.
Yeah.
It was insane.
Oh my God. Wait, yeah, us too. What was disorganized is that because the plane landed there spontaneously, you know how usually you'll have like the little hallway to go into the airport from your plane? Yeah. We didn't have that. It was pouring rain. So there were stairs.
Let's go outside.
They took out the stairs. Outside, it was raining like crazy, and there was no like hooded thing or whatever. It was just like the stairs, and they brought a shuttle bus, and we had to run to the shuttle bus, and it's like, you know, it's like everyone got off a plane, like it smells like it's raining, it's humid, and it's like cramming, and I was like, on that plane ride I got nauseous and I puked. Yeah, but not a lot. Like, it wasn't intense, but like...
Did you have a bag?
Because yes, but I'm so stupid because I haven't been on a plane in a long time. Yeah. So I forgot that they provide bags in the little pouch. So I just found a random plastic bag, but it was clear.
Afi.
And the friends that I made, I was like, I'm so sorry, guys. And I was like, and the girl, my friend, one of the girls that was sitting in the middle, so next to me, she was feeling nauseous before me. So she was like, when she saw me puke, she was like, oh shit, hell no. And I wanted to get up to go to the bathroom, but it was so like like there was so much turbulence that I thought like if I get up, I'm literally gonna puke on the floor.
You're done.
Like no. And I hate the feeling of like feeling nauseous and puking, especially on a plane alone. Yeah. Like when you're traveling alone, you don't have anyone to comfort you. But the friends were really nice and whatever. It was okay after, but it was just, I think I got motion sickness because I think I was looking out the window, or also the turbulence from the storm. Anyways, there's a lot of stuff in this travel story. But yeah, we'll share the tips that we learned.
Okay, so let's get into it. So we're going to start with packing tips. The first thing I have is packing cubes, which is very funny because yesterday when I was getting my nails done, people were talking about traveling, and this random woman was like, oh, I was looking at these packing cubes on Amazon. I was wondering if they were good. Yeah. And some people were like, oh no, like they take up space, blah, blah, blah. And then I came in. I'm like, listen, guys, packing cubes are a life savior because if you know how to pack your clothes properly in them, they'll shrink everything in your luggage
so much.
Like I was able to pack so much when I went to Paris, and it was literally because I had packing cubes.
I just discovered like right before my trip I ordered on Amazon, and I'm actually so happy I did. It also keeps your luggage organized. It keeps it, because it's like structured, right, like a rectangle or a square or whatever, like Kathy said, it like shoves everything in, and your clothing is like it's soft, right, so it like molds into the stuff, and you can put stuff on top, like, and then you zip it up. Yeah, exactly. So I really liked it. I got mine off Amazon. It came with like I think like 6 to 9 pieces, so it's really easy. Like it came with one for shoes, it came with like a toiletry bag, like the one slash makeup, like
the one on Amazon has like, it's a whole group of stuff and it's really inexpensive. I got mine from I think Winners, like they had randomly. But like Afi said, like it compacts everything together, like, and then once you put it in your luggage, you have spots to like sneak stuff in between. So it's real, like if you know how to pack. Like I remember when we were in Paris, when we had to go back home, I had to help Leanna pack her luggage because she wasn't feeling too well, and I was like, give me your packing cubes. I literally shoved all her clothes into 2 packing cubes.
Oh my god, that's
like,
so good.
If you know what you're doing, I recommend like rolling them if you can, and if you can't, like if it's something that's delicate, lay it flat, but put tissue paper. That's another tip. Tissue paper, so it like helps the wrinkles.
Oh shit. Yeah. Okay, I didn't know that. But yes, rolling. Like my brother made fun of me. He's like, "Why are you rolling everything? Just lay them flat." Because he like packs, I guess, his stuff like that, which is fine. Yeah. But I find rolling keeps things more organized. They don't like unfold weirdly and stuff. Yeah. Anyways, about the packing cubes. But yeah, I think like they're worth getting.
Yeah. 100%.
And they make a lot of space. So personally, I think for next time, obviously it depends what type of trip, but like if you can pack light, I would recommend packing light. I think I overpacked a lot.
Me too.
But it's also, you have to know, like you have to know who you, like you learn this as you travel, right? Like, okay, what type of person am I while I travel? What realistically, how many outfits do I need, right? I kind of packed for like worst case scenario, and I'm like, maybe I want this, maybe my mood will change. I'm like, but I know I'm a t-shirt and jeans kind of girl. Like I know I'll be okay with that. So I overdid it by a lot. I could have just brought a carry-on.
Yeah.
But I didn't. And I didn't use like more than half the clothes that I brought. Next time, just pack light and do it in advance. That way, you're not doing it last minute. I think for me, it was a mix of like not managing the time properly. So I kind of was like, okay, let me just bring everything I think I need in case.
Yeah.
So if you know that it takes you time, just like literally even a week, 2 weeks in advance, just so that you're not stressed. And if you can pack light, do it. And there's types of clothing that sometimes you can get that's like good for traveling because you can easily wash them or like wear them with anything. So maybe, think about that, but see what type of your traveler you are. But
yeah,
for me, pack light.
So adding on to that, because I do not pack light.
Like,
and honestly, I've come to the realization that I will never be a light packer. Like I cannot be a carry-on type of person.
Yeah, that's okay.
As much as my mom pushes me to do it, I can't.
Yeah.
But my tip is, because when I went on my trip this year, I checked in a luggage. I had multiple outfits, probably like way more than I needed, but I wore everything. And you know why?
Okay, there you go.
It's because I looked at my itinerary and I'm like, okay, where am I going? What outfits do I need? Then I put on the outfits and took pictures of them.
Okay, that's smart. You see?
Yeah. So
Kathy's your organization queen.
Exactly. And I put them in a PowerPoint, but you don't need to be that extreme. But
we love.
Yeah, you can put it in like an album on your phone, but taking pictures of your outfits, it helps you once you're there because you're not just looking at a pile of clothes in your luggage and being like, okay, I don't know what to wear, because you already pre-planned all different outfit variations that you could do. You know what I mean? So it's really easy for you to be like, okay, today I'm going to wear this, tomorrow I'll prep that I'm going to wear that, and then you're not stressed and you're not like wearing the same thing over and over because you know what you're using basically. And
you already know what looks good with what. Because, you know, sometimes you think of it in your head. Then you try, you're like, and you're like 10 different shirts. You're like changing. Yeah, that's actually really smart. So.
Yeah. And then it's super easy for you to just swipe through and be like, oh, what am I feeling today? Oh, outfit number 5. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. You know,
exactly.
Like, I don't know. I feel like a virtual.
Yeah, like in
Clueless.
Like
I've seen that in a movie or something. Oh, yes. Was it Clueless?
Clueless.
Or
Bratz.
even like Princess Diaries?
Princess Diaries.
Didn't they have that? Where she okay, no, maybe not. Maybe I'm thinking about something else.
I don't think so.
But yes.
This was the first year that I had to plan an itinerary. Because usually I'm with people that like, they take care of it. So I went on the trip with Leanna. So I met up with her. We took down a list of everything that we'd be interested in. And then we narrowed it down to like practicality, being like, okay, ideally we want to go here, 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 and let's fill our time that way. But when I travel, I don't like being super rushed, which was very different from my like actual day-to-day life. But like I'm on vacation, I want to take it kind of easy, right? So what I did is we took everything that we really wanted to do, plug that in first, and then in between we were like, okay, here we'll just explore this area, here we'll go shopping and do this. And then like once you're there, you know that on these days, I'm gonna go to this museum, I'm gonna go visit this landmark, blah blah blah. But around that, you kind of just do what you want.
That's good though. I feel like it's like it's like a loose itinerary.
Exactly.
Like you plan it out enough that you're not stressed once you're there and you have the tickets or whatever.
Yeah.
But you give yourself room to like, because that's what I realized too. You need to give your time to rest. Because I was like, go, 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 go. And then it caught up to me and then after. And I was like,
dead. Yeah.
Like,
honestly, us too, because there was some times that we'd get home late, but then we'd had like museum tickets booked early the next day. So then we had to get up at 7 to leave by 8. And it was like, oh. So the last 2 days we didn't have anything planned and it was very relaxed.
That's good. Yeah.
I think that's a tip too. Do like the things that you really want to do early on in the trip. Because then you're going to be so burned that like you won't appreciate it as much.
Exactly. No, I agree. And then you'll be less motivated too because you'll be like, oh, I just want to rest. But I think also we feel guilty sometimes when we're out in a different city, country, on vacation, on traveling, and we're not doing something every second or going to see a place, or we're taking more relaxed because we're like, oh, like, why? Like, I don't want to waste my money. Like, I should be doing something every hour. But it's like, you're not. In order to enjoy the other things, you need to relax. Yeah. You need to relax regardless of where you are. It's just important because your body will die on you.
No, so, legit. There's a few times that we reached the landmark and then we just sat for an hour because we're like, our feet are killing us.
But sometimes that's nice. You're just like,
you're just looking, like,
and it feels so good.
Enjoying the environment. Yeah,
you're taking it in, and like after because when you're traveling, you walk a lot in general, just because like you don't want to drive everywhere, take the bus or whatever everywhere, because you want to be able to like take things in. And if they're like, I feel like it, like if you're in your own city and it's like a 20-minute walk, you're like, screw that, I'm gonna like take the metro or the bus or whatever. But when you're in a different city, if it's like a 10-minute walk, you're like, let me walk because I want to explore the neighborhood. So
exactly.
After that, you need to sit down, because even me, I'd just be like, anything that I could just sit down in a park bench or just like somewhere on the metro. I was like,
I know.
Oh, this is so nice.
What I learned is I did bring one pair of running shoes. Also, like we're more generalizing our travel guide to like places that you go to sightsee. But like obviously like sometimes you have vacations that you're just like on the beach for the whole week, and that's different. So just keep that in mind. But on my trip, I brought one pair of running shoes, and I regret not bringing another pair of comfortable shoes because my running shoes started killing me after day 3.
Oh,
so
shit.
I would recommend, at least if you're bringing multiple pairs of shoes, make sure 2 of them are comfortable so that you can switch between them.
Oh, I have, yes. Okay, guys, I have a good pair to recommend because I only brought that one. I brought 2 pairs of sneakers. One were like Dunks, so they were just like, they weren't they weren't the comfiest shoes, but they're sneakers, right? So they're not like sandals or anything, so you can wear them, but they don't give support or anything. So you're walking for a long time, like you might get like toe blisters, you might get like it's flat, like because they're not. The thing is
in pain. Also, I have a wide foot, so they squeeze a bit.
They squish, exactly. But then I brought another pair of shoes, which were like my comfy, but they were white. So I was like, oh, I don't know if I should, but thank God I brought them. They're Adidas Ultra Boost. And guys, these are, I know some people don't like how they look, but I'm telling you, I wore this for like 12 hours in the day for like 3 days. Did not hurt, did not feel anything. Like, amazing. So, and they're a bit pricey, but they're on sale sometimes. So if you're going on a trip, I really I didn't think they would be as comfortable as like Nike running shoes or something, because even at work sometimes I feel like they not that they hurt, but I'm like, oh, but they didn't hurt. Like, they were so comfy. Like, I don't know. I think I just realized how comfortable they are. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, but I've been wearing them for a while, but really comfy. Like, sole is comfy. It like fits your foot properly. So if you're looking for a shoe, I recommend.
But also because my mind was very like, I need pictures, so I gotta be stylish first.
Yeah,
but
no,
bring that pair of comfortable shoes.
Bring that pair for like, if anything, you shove it in your purse. Worst comes to worst, and you can like switch or something. But just to have it in case, you know, like Kathy said, either bring 2 pairs or like one really comfortable one. But honestly, I wore my comfortable one over my Dunks because I was like, if I'm gonna be walking all day, I don't want to wear screw the Dunks. Like, I legit
got back to the hotel room after like day 3 and on, and I had to massage my feet because they were in so much pain. So definitely bring that comfortable pair of shoes.
Yeah, exactly. But even me, because my friend was with me in London, so she was there at the beginning, and at one point I'm like, okay, it's like, I want to go into the city at night to see the view. It was 8 p.m. We were still out, and she's like, she was kind of not feeling it, and I'm like, bruh, like, come on now, we're in London. We need to like do
London
stuff.
Town.
And then I realized, it's because her feet were killing her.
Yeah.
So she couldn't walk anymore because she wasn't wearing like the most comfortable shoes. So I was like, it's important, guys, because you'll literally not want to walk after, and it'll kind of you'll like shorten your trip. Yeah. So.
And I wrote buy museum tickets online before you go. So like any tickets for landmarks that you need, buy it before. So you don't have to stress like once you're there and then you're waiting in like 2-hour-long lines. Like Leanna and I booked our tickets for the Louvre right away. We were like, we did our whole itinerary around the Louvre because we were like, we're not waiting in that long ass line. And thank God we did, because we didn't have to wait at all. Because we got there like 10 minutes before our appointment time, and they took us right away, and then we were in.
Yeah, that's amazing. Okay, I have a story about that. About the Louvre. I love that Kathy and I both went to Paris not too long ago. So it's, I just came back. Kathy came back a couple weeks ago, so it's literally perfect. Yeah. But the Louvre. Okay, so my dumbass. Because the thing is, I will say, like, obviously, I should have been more organized, but my trip in general was very, like, last minute. It was literally, like, 5 days before, like a week before I was going to Miami. Like, it was just like all over the place. So I guess it's because of that I was kind of restricted in what I could do and like the time that I had, but whatever. And I didn't know what was happening in Paris because I thought my friend would be there with me. So, but then I kind of had to plan on my own after. Yeah. But I knew I wanted to go to the Louvre, obviously, like, duh. Like, you have to when you're in Paris. Duh, you have to. So, and I knew it was going to be really, like, busy, probably booked and stuff, because it's, you know, it's one of the most, like, famous museums. But when I found the friends, and we were kind of going, like, spontaneously, like, just doing stuff. So they told me they wanted to go to the Louvre for sure, and obviously see the Eiffel Tower. Those were, like, their 2 things they had to do. And we were like, okay, we're going to book our tickets for the Eiffel Tower, like, the night before we wanted to go. Because, like, we were very, like, unorganized. But I fell asleep. Like, I was so tired, and we did not book anything. And I woke up, I didn't put an alarm, because I was like, I had put an alarm every morning. I'm like, yo, I'm so dead. I can't. Like, I need to sleep in. And I ended up waking up at 1 p.m. And my friends, they were staying in a different hotel. They woke up at 11:30, and I opened my text, and one of my friends was like, oh, buy your tickets now. We just bought ours for the 4:30 one, which was the last showing, and it closed at 6, so you don't get much time either. So I'm like, okay. So I go, everything's sold out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, yeah, you can't. I'm like, oh,
the Louvre,
no.
The Louvre, you can't, like...
It's so big.
It's a full day thing. Like, I was there for 4 hours.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, but that makes sense, because like I googled it, and to look at every piece for just 30 seconds it takes 200 days.
Holy shit.
Every piece for 30 seconds takes 200 days, guys. Like, it's huge.
Yeah.
Like, it's huge. So I was like, oh shit. And I was already like, I hadn't planned out my day, because you know when you have a friend, you kind of like depend on them, and already my trip was like spontaneous. So whatever. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go towards the Louvre. I'm gonna see if maybe I could get tickets somehow. But usually I feel like it was mostly online, but I was like, maybe they have there. And I'm like, I'll meet up with my friends after, if anything. So I go and I talk to the lady, and she's like, no, like, we're sold out. And I'm like, okay. And this was a Monday. Tuesdays, they're closed. So I'm like, what about tomorrow? And she's like, we're closed. Don't even. I'm like, okay. Wednesday afternoon was my flight. So I was like, okay, maybe early Wednesday, like the 9 a.m. one for like an hour just to see Mona. Listen. So she's like, you can try Wednesday, but... Yeah, but because I had checked for Wednesday and they were sold out like until 12 p.m. and I can't go at 12. My flight is at 2:45. Like, there's no way. So she's like, you can come at 9 a.m. or a bit earlier. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna come at like 8:15 and ask and see if there are tickets, you know? So I'm like, I'm just gonna try, because look, if I go early in the morning, like, I can at least be there for an hour, and that's not a long time, but whatever, it'll allow me to get something. Yeah. So then on Tuesday afternoon, I end up like, I'm like, okay, I saw they were sold out, but let me randomly check if for Wednesday, if there's any tickets actually that I can buy. And I check the tickets, and there's 9 a.m., 9:30, there's a bunch of tickets for the next morning. So I'm like, okay, quick, let me buy one so I can guarantee that I can go in. So Wednesday morning, I wake up early, like 7:30. I get to the Louvre for like 8:40-ish, and my thing was at 9, but it's pouring rain, like, but I had a raincoat. And the line already started. Like, there was like 3 rows of lines, but it wasn't that bad. Like, it's also because the Louvre wasn't open yet, so you can't go in. So we waited like 20 minutes while it was pouring, and I finally got in, and I was like, okay, I made it. And for a second, I thought my tickets were fake, because I was like weirded out that why were they sold out? Like, the day before when I checked, it was only 12 p.m. And then, so I went the morning of, I got in, I stayed basically an hour, enough to see like the Mona, and then like, what was the other one? Like Milo something. I realized I'm not a museum person. It's because I feel like I don't know enough history, and I don't like to read things. Like, I think it's also because I was alone. You know? Yes. But I think it's also because I was alone.
See, okay, that's
maybe I was in a rush. Maybe that's why. I don't know.
I have another tip now that you say that. Like, just to slip in and, like, travel with people that are similar to you. Yeah. Because when I traveled with Leanna, we're both very into museums. We're both, like, super interested in learning about that. And then we're, like, interested in shopping, taking pictures. Yeah. But, like, I know that we have some friends that wouldn't be into that. And, like, I feel like it kind of spoils the trip. You know what I mean? Because they're like, you want to do one thing, and then another friend wants to do another.
Want to do something else,
So I remember, like, talking to Leanna when we were on the trip, and I'm like, I'm glad that we're very similar like this, because, like, it was a very, like, smooth,
easy to plan out.
Yeah, smooth travel experience.
Exactly. Like, I will go to the museums because it's part of the culture and all that. I think I just have to learn to navigate through them, or like, it's also because like for example, I went to the Chateau de Versailles on the last day when I was by myself.
I wanted to go so bad, but it was sold out.
Yeah, it was, oh no. Okay, well, yeah, I made sure to get my tickets. I got it like the day before, but I was like, because I was alone, and I was like, what am I gonna do all day? I need something that will, like, I can't just go to a neighborhood and walk around by myself. Like, I need to go to an activity museum type thing, something that'll, like, keep me busy. So I went. It was beautiful, and I was listening to the audio recordings that would explain. So that was interesting because I was like, okay, what does this mean? Yeah. But it's also, I was alone, so I feel like if I had a friend to engage with at least and be like, oh, that's so cool, like the king's house or the king's palace, whatever, that's so interesting, it would be more fun. But I'm still down. I'm pretty down as long as we're doing something. You know, like I don't want to just sit around in my hotel room, but it's just that I have to learn how to like, or maybe just learn more history about the museums that I'm going to beforehand. Maybe that would help, like if I knew more like context about it. Like I'm literally like, I don't even know why the Mona Lisa is so famous, and like that's so bad. like I'm like, I don't even know.
Oh my god. Were you? No, okay, you weren't there at the same time, but did you see that like a week ago or a couple of weeks ago, someone threw food at the Mona Lisa, and like.
But it was fake. It wasn't the actual Mona Lisa. Or else Mona Lisa wouldn't be there. Yeah, it was fake. It was like someone made like it was like a fake Mona Lisa. It wasn't actually at the Louvre.
But if you read,
No, if you read the comments,
didn't know that. It was all over the news.
Yeah, I thought it was real. Like that's what I thought. I was like, that means I'm not gonna see Mona Lisa when I go because
but there's a glass in front of the Mona Lisa, so it's easy to wipe off. It's not like they don't just show the painting; sure they have a protective glass in front of it.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure it was fake because I read the comments after and like everyone was saying how.
Where did you read the comments on TikTok?
Okay, we're gonna check after. But I'm pretty sure it was because I feel like
I did not see anything about it being fake.
Fake? Okay, I'll check later. Anyways, but I think it was fake. But yeah, I was nervous for that because I'm like, oh my god, I'm not gonna be able to see it. And then I don't know. Well, I don't know. She was there, so I got to see her. I took a selfie. I was like, hey, you look the same, haven't aged. Okay. But I went quickly around, and then look, this is what happened. Then I'm trying to leave because I'm like, okay, now I need to get going because like I'm already like I should be at the airport in 45 minutes, but I need to go back to my hotel and get my luggage because I wasn't gonna I can't bring my luggage to the Louvre anyways. I go, I'm trying to leave, and the exit, he's like, no, you can't exit, there's the fire alarm is going off. And I'm like, excuse me, sir. Huh? Really? Now? Like, and I'm like, okay, like, how long will it take? He's like, just 5 to 10 minutes. I'm like, okay, whatever, I won't stress. Then they're like, oh, people can exit from upstairs. So I'm like, okay, cool, let me go upstairs. I tell the guy, he has no idea what I'm talking about. I'm like, well, he's like, go downstairs. I'm like, no, downstairs is closed because there's a fire alarm, dude. Like, you work here, you should know this. And then he's like, okay. I'm like, they told me to come upstairs. And then I tell him, I'm like, I have a flight to catch, so I need to go. Because now I'm like, okay, like you're not letting me out. And then they're like, oh, okay, yeah, she has a flight to catch, blah, blah. Then the security guards start talking because they can't open the door. It's it's the Louvre, so security is very high and like can't just open any random doors. Then the security guard comes, he's like, oh, where are you going? I'm like, I have a flight to Canada, going back home. And then he's like, okay, let me take you through the secret passage. And he like took me through like, because there was some art that was like barricaded off. Yeah, he took me through this like weird thing, and I was like, okay. And then I finally like came out, and yeah, that was pretty much it. So I got to go in the morning of, so that's pretty cool.
We love. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay. Sorry, that was long.
Try to book it before.
Even like 2 days before, you can like just don't do it the day of, or like as soon as you can. Just do it as soon as you can.
Yeah, 100%. I don't have much for the plane. My only tip is to bring earphones that plug in, because I was so bored on the plane because I only had my AirPods. I watched Crazy Rich Asians with the sound off, reading the subtitles, because I did not have earphones to plug in, and I was not about to pay $20 for earphones from the plane. They're $20.
Oh, okay. You know what I did? Okay, look. Yeah, same. I was annoyed. Okay, so I went to Miami before, right? And obviously it's only a 3-hour flight. So on my way there, I realized, fuck, my earphones are not gonna work. These stupid ass like people are not advanced.
Yeah.
They don't have Bluetooth or whatever. Yeah. And I'm like, ugh. Okay. Then I'm like, okay, whatever, 3 hours, I can like sleep, or it's not a big deal. Coming back though, even though it was only 3 hours, I'm like, yo, I'm bored. Like I wanna, and they had Air Canada had some like decent movies on. So I'm like, yo, like I wanna watch something. Yeah. Like, come on. So I'm like, then I'm looking at Air Canada, I'm like shopping, and I saw my friends buying food too, and like usually, I'll never buy food unless it's like provided, like with my family. I don't know, that's just how we were.
Same.
But I saw them eating, and I was so hungry because I didn't have lunch, so I like bought pizza, and then I saw they were selling earphones, and they were $3.
They were okay. See, I was not with Air Canada. I was with Air Transat. Air Transat charges $20.
Air Transat, when I was going to London, they were charging 10 for them. That's weird. I don't know. They're changing their prices. They're hella weird. But anyways, Air Canada was $3. So I'm like, okay, I think I have plug-in earphones at home and I can ask my brother to bring them for my next flight. But I'm really bored right now and it's just $3. Let me just buy them. So I bought them. I was like, who cares?
I mean, if they were $3, I would have bought them too.
Yeah, best thing I ever did. Yeah. Like, amazing. I was like, yay! And my friends were just like bored. I'm like watching a movie.
I was so bored. And it was on my flight back from Paris. So it was like a 7.5 hour flight. I couldn't fall asleep because it was also like, I fell asleep for a couple of hours. But then I'm like, I didn't want to sleep more because I was arriving like midday back here. So I'm like, if I sleep, I'm going to be wrecked. So I literally was playing. First, I was playing
playing games.
I was playing games. They had like a game like that you find hidden objects. So I was playing that for no joke an hour, and then my eyes started hurting. So I tried to sleep, didn't work, and I'm like, I'm literally gonna put on Crazy Rich Asians and just since I know the movie, I'll read the subtitles. You know the movie,
it's fine. You can just like look at the.
But I was like, oh my god, I can't believe this.
Yeah, it's really annoying. And or what you can do. Download episodes on your phone on Netflix or something. Yeah. I just didn't have enough space and my thing was being so slow.
Yeah, I don't have Netflix on my phone. So
yeah, but if you like really want to use your earphones or just in case or like a movie or something, you'll have that. But yeah, it's really bad. They need to like, but I think there's something that you can like connect and then your earphones connect, but you have to have like the device first.
But it's I feel like it'd be really weird for them to have Bluetooth because someone else can connect to your TV. Like, I feel like it would interfere a lot.
Oh, yeah, maybe. I'm sure there's, like, a reason why. It's probably because, like, you know, it's an airplane and all that, so it's fine. I understand. Yeah, exactly. My tips for the plane are have a neck pillow. I feel like neck pillows really help for sleeping,
Oh, my God. I never have a neck pillow, and, like, I regret it every time. Especially if you're sitting...
This was my first time, too.
Yeah, especially if you're sitting not next to the window.
Oh, I don't sit next to the window ever. I always think aisle seat, because I feel more like I have space if I sit near the aisle. Like, I don't want to be squished. So I like sitting near the aisle. And, like, if I need to go to the bathroom, like, I just feel... But, yeah, I never have a neck pillow. Because, like, I don't know. My family, too, like, we never, like... Yeah. Brown families, they don't buy neck pillows.
I mean, we don't buy anything either. Because we're just frugal.
Yeah. No, but, yeah. No, I'm saying, like...
It's like, we don't need it.
But, dude, I always used to fall asleep. Like, I don't fall asleep often on planes. But this time... Now I don't know what happened. Like Afi 2.0 just sleeps everywhere.
I always sleep on planes.
Okay, now I was sleeping all kinds because you're bored and I'm tired. So what am I gonna do? But neck pillow saved because.
I kept doing this thing because like the seats can you can mold them so that like your head's there, but I
didn't know that.
Well, on the plane that I was, you could pull it front. Because when I fall asleep on a chair, I want to like lie down, but I couldn't. So my head kept doing the drop, and then you wake up.
Oh,
and I was so freaking annoyed. I was like, I can't do this.
That's why with neck pillows, you have the side, so you can do this.
Exactly.
So guys, It's like get a neck pillow.
There was also a hack that someone said that the neck pillow, you don't put the opening in the front, you put it in the back, so your head doesn't drop.
Oh, yeah, I tried that. No.
Oh.
I prefer it on my... Because it feels weird, because there's nothing... Like, there's just the little... Like, there's a gap a little bit, so it doesn't feel cushioned. And I put it that way, and the person next to me, too, did that. Like, they put the front end in the back, and I don't know, I didn't like it, no.
Yeah.
And I would say, also, in terms of, like going to the airport and stuff, I only went, like... 3 hours, 2 hours and a half early, and I thought it was enough time. I know sometimes they tell you for international flights go like 4 hours, but I don't think you need to. But if you can, and it's better to be safe than sorry, obviously. So
you know what? I'm that type of person that I like showing up early to the airport.
Yeah,
because I feel like I'm getting into the vacation vibe. I like walking in the airport, but this time was because we left on Easter. We didn't go so early because we were celebrating Easter, right? So I think it was like 2 hours before our flight left, and we were fine. Yeah, but I was stressed. I was like, oh my god, but
right? But I think you're good.
Yeah, it was fine.
I know. But honestly, yeah, I think you're good. Because even I went like 2 hours and a half before, and I was like, it's not fun to rush, obviously, but you still have time. And I would also say check in the day before if you can. I think it helps. Yeah, and if you can pay for your luggage or whatever.
Airports have their individual apps.
Yes,
the Air Transit
exactly.
app, and then you can book your seats and all that stuff.
It's so easy, yeah. Air Canada is better than Air China, I will say, because they always like update and stuff.
Obviously.
But they're both the same. Like, yeah, I don't know, but they're not much better than each other, but like a little bit.
It's a cheaper flight on Air Transat.
I went to London with Air Transat, so that's because it was cheap. And just check in. It'll make things easier. But I think that's pretty much have comfy airport clothes. Like I would say, like maybe a hoodie, that's tights or something like that. Yeah.
Layer in the airport for airplanes.
Yeah, it gets cold in the airplane.
It's cold, and then if you're getting off somewhere that it's hot, you don't want to be like that's what happened to me.
Yeah.
I went to Paris, and like for some reason it was like summer weather, but even though I was in April, and I was sweating because I had a hoodie only. Like I was dying.
It gets like, in Paris, bro, I literally would go out with like my shirt and like, like the white linen shirts, like that's it. Like I was
and
like,
everyone's in fall coats. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, I see people in London, some people with the winter jackets. I'm like, are you guys good? Yeah. They're wearing North Faces. I'm like, it's
I'm
June.
Sweating.
Like, yeah, I'm like,
but it's also because we're used to the cold, obviously.
Yeah, we're Canadian.
We're Canadian.
We're Canadian.
Represent Canada.
Yeah. Hey. Okay, sure. Okay, what else?
I have like random tips, like obviously bring a portable charger, and like when you're visiting a country that you don't have data in, get a portable Wi-Fi. So we ordered, I don't know if you did that, but we had ordered a portable Wi-Fi. So like we had Wi-Fi at all times, so we can navigate on our
I didn't know you could have that.
Yeah, and it wasn't
what is that?
Like it wasn't that expensive for like you having Wi-Fi at all times. You know what I mean? And you just carry it. Like there's different ones, because I know my cousins just got one where you have to change your SIM card, but we didn't have to do that. It was literally just a portable Wi-Fi. We turn it on, we connect, and then we're good.
That's amazing. Yeah, I didn't know that. That's really cool.
Yeah.
What I did was that so instead of doing that, I was planning on, because my friend was telling me, oh, like you can get SIM cards for free there with data and with a phone line. So I'm like, okay, I'll check that out. Because with obviously with your own phone company, like you can like have roaming plans, but like it's expensive compared to like a SIM card.
For sure.
So what I did was that oh my god, I was so proud of myself. So from from the London airport to my hotel, I didn't have I turned off my roaming and everything, so I didn't have any data. There was a bit of Wi-Fi in the airport, but I didn't have data, and I didn't have I couldn't call anyone because I had turned it off because I didn't want it to start charging me. And I got to my hotel by myself by asking people.
Oh my god,
and
I would have panicked.
Bro, I think
I would have turned
so
my
much.
data on.
Yeah, no, that's why. So I said, if I'm in an emergency and I really, really need it, I'll have it. But I asked a lady at where she was selling the train tickets, how do I get to this place? She just showed me on a map, and I used the Metro map, and I just got there. But portable charger, I agree, have that, because I was running out of battery really easily, especially from taking pictures. And yes, sorry, I was saying my SIM card. What I did, I found a SIM card there in London. It was right next to my hotel. I had 20 gigabytes of data and it lasts for 30 days. Yeah, 30 days. And I had unlimited UK, because I was in the UK calling, 100 minutes. So it was pretty good, and it only cost me £15. So
That's
$20-ish, 20. Yeah, so it was really good. And I was able to use it in France after. I didn't have to change it or anything.
That's good.
So that saved.
Nice.
Yeah.
Research the do's and don'ts of the country. I feel like this is more when I was thinking of this, it was because I saw an article of people getting arrested in Dubai because they were showing their tits at palaces like an idiot. You know what I mean?
Oh. Maybe because it was
you need to cover up.
Places?
Exactly. But that happens all over the world, because even when we went to Italy, we wanted to go into a museum, but we had a couple of friends that were showing their legs, and you can't do that. You have to cover up. Yeah, if you wanted to go into religious...
Out of respect, probably.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
So just research, especially if you want to go there, make sure that you're wearing the appropriate clothing, because or else you're gonna literally get kicked out and like bye to you visiting that place, you know,
like research. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was also like, this kind of maybe goes in that, but because of like the pandemic and COVID, make sure where you're going, like, do you need a visa, do you need a COVID test, like what do you need, you know, to get into the country. So I would say look at the entry requirements to that country, and also to come back home, like what do you need, just in case, you know, you don't want to be stuck. So when I went to Miami, in the States, you need a negative PCR test or antigen COVID test. They didn't even look at mine. Like, they didn't even look at our paper.
Us too, they said that we needed the vaccination passport. They didn't look at anything.
Right.
Like, nothing.
Like, I know you could upload it on your check-in.
Yeah.
But mine didn't work. My health document, it wasn't uploading.
Yeah.
So they didn't even ask. And I was like, yo, I just spent $40 on this. You didn't even check it. Like, I hate you. Oh my God. It was so stupid.
But it's like safer to do that because they do random checks. That's the thing. Like,
right. It was better to have it.
I came home, I had to do a random test.
Yeah, exactly. No, exactly. And if you don't do it, you get like a fine and shit. So I had to do one at the airport coming back. I knew I would have to because I traveled to basically 3 different countries before I went to United States, France, England. Yeah. So for sure. And I had to declare, I'm not gonna lie about it.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, you do it. They did it for me there, so it's like whatever, and they just send me the results.
The only thing I found very stupid is like they make you do it, but then they send you home. They don't give you your
you go
results,
home, you don't wait.
Which is stupid.
They only send it to you after,
It makes no sense.
Well, but the thing is, because like you kind of, what are they going to do? They're not going to hold you like in the airport,
but like show me my results, because then I'm going home, I could have COVID, and then I'm like spreading it to other people, you know what I mean? Because they told me it would take 48 hours.
Right.
I'm like, so what am I going to do for 48 hours? I'm going to go see 10 different people. Like,
yeah, exactly. No, for sure. That's true. That makes sense. That is true. I got mine pretty quick too in the email.
Yeah, I got it the same day, but just to say.
Yeah. No, but for sure, that actually does me too. They were like, yeah, you can just go home. I'm like, okay. Well, like, I'm like, okay, good. I don't want to stay here, but obviously I don't want to infect my family and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
And traveling, so I used a fanny pack because I was last minute. I didn't want to bring a school bag because like we mentioned, it's not as safe, especially there's a lot of pickpocketing and all that.
And they're going to target you because you look like a tourist.
Exactly. So I brought a fanny pack and I thought it was pretty easy to carry. I was able to, like, it was pretty big, so I was able to pack everything in it, so it was convenient. Oh, but we low-key got scammed like twice. What? Basically, okay, once in London. This is a good story time. I'm gonna hurry up. But so in London, we were at Trafalgar Square, and it was the Queen's Jubilee. So basically her 70th year in reigning. Yeah, literally the day we got there. God. So it was like the next day. Yeah.
Wait, that's so fun.
It was really. Yeah, it was. But the thing is, the Buckingham Palace, or where she, it was gated though. Like you couldn't go in front. But I think when we went to Europe, we went. Like, when we went to UK,
we were in front of the gates.
Yeah, we were in front of the gates, exactly. But this was blocked. Anyways, it was still nice. But we are at Trafalgar Square. We're just walking. We want to see the view. And this lady comes up to us, and she shoves 2 roses in our hands. Like, literally just shoves them. And we're like, okay, thank you. Like I'm walking, and my hand
You never take anything from anyone.
So I'm just
do that all over Italy. They give you roses, and then you take it, and they're like,
you have to pay for it, obviously. Yeah. So I'm like first I was like, okay, obviously you need to pay for it, but I'm like, oh, like I was telling my friend, I think I was talking to her in French, and I was like, oh, like we have to pay. And then she's like, yes, pay. And I was like, okay, lady, consensually just shove these roses in my hand.
And you paid her?
Like, okay, so listen. So then I'm like, okay, like, I'll give you, like, whatever. She's like, I'm hungry. Like, she's showing her stuff. And I'm like, okay, fuck, I'll just give you, like, I had, like, 2, like, change. So I gave her, like, £2, which is not a lot. It's, like, maybe $4 Canadian. And then she looks at me, audacity. She's like, just this, like, and I'm like,
I don't have money, bitch.
Like, I'm a student, okay? I'm broke.
Seriously.
And then she was like,
broke.
I'm hungry. Yeah, she's like, I'm hungry, you know, like, you respect me. This is not respectful if you... And I'm like, bitch, you just shoved this in my hand. And she
British?
told me, no, she was, I think she was, like lived there, but I don't think she was originally from there. And, because at the beginning, she said just something to help, you know, just anything to help. So I'm like, okay, whatever, I'll give you the change that I have. Then I'm like, okay. And she gave each of us a rose. So my friend's like looking for her change too. Then my friend didn't open her wallet completely, but I guess the lady saw that she had a bill inside. She's like, I have change. Like, she could give us change. No. And I'm like, this bitch. And then I have some coins, so I start giving them. Again, she looks at me like, just like.
This is, okay, first of all, tips for the people. If anyone ever tries to hand you something, do not grab it. Let it drop to the floor. Because this literally, is yes. Happen.
You need to turn those instincts on. Like, I was not expecting that. I was not expecting that. But, bro, she literally, like, she came out of nowhere. Like, I was just walking and, like, she just shoved this in my hand. I'm like, what the fuck?
No, you give it back, and if she won't take it, you drop it to the floor. That's what
I know. Next time I need to do that. So then this lady's still like, I'm like, lady, I don't have any more, like, coins. She's like, change. She's like, you're not being, respect me. And I'm like, what respect are you talking about? You don't respect me. You just shoved it. So my friend is like, but I need this money. Like, I'm not gonna give you a bill right now, like a 20-pound bill. Like, no, thank you. So then I'm like, look, take your, like, we had 2 roses, so I gave her one back, and then I'm like, we don't want it. I'm like, and then she's like, I'm like, how much do you want then? Because I'm like, I gave you 4 pounds. How much do you freaking want? She's like, there's 7 pounds each. And I'm like,
well, I don't want the rose. Take it back.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like,
keep your 2 pounds.
But obviously, these are people that need, like, are greedy and want money, whatever. So I told her, I'm like, take it. Then I'm like, I don't have 7 pounds. I gave her my rose back. I'm like, take it. We don't want it. And I said, keep the change. Bye. So I gave her like 4. We gave her 5 pounds maybe. So whatever. It wasn't a big deal. At least we helped her out. But like, bro, don't harass me. But watch out, because people will do this. And I know people do this. I think it just had to happen to me to like realize that people are aggressive. Yeah. But I've never had someone be so aggressive. I was like, bro, you're so like, you're too much.
You know what I just thought of? Actually, a tip, because people are very pushy, especially like in European countries, because like they're trying to make ends meet, right? And exactly, and you're in very touristy areas, so they'll try to trick you. When I was in Italy, Italians are very suave, okay? You know, they're very good at like their charm, you know what I mean?
Charming.
Exactly. And what they do is they'll ask you if you want them to take your picture. Like, if you're trying to take a picture in front of, like, a touristy area, like, let's say the Trevi Fountain. Yeah. And then they charge you for taking your picture.
You think that shit is free?
Yeah.
You think that shit
is free? I remember we were on a school trip, and we were at the Trevi Fountain, and, like, this one guy saw this girl that he liked, and he's like, she's beautiful, like, I just want to go talk to her. Right. And he was a photographer, so he went to ask her if she wanted to take a picture, and right away she's like, no. Like, get away. And I was like, ooh.
Oh my god.
Like, they know. Yeah.
Yeah, they know. Oh my god, that's so smart. Then my other story was in Paris. So it was the first day that I was meeting up with my friends near the Eiffel Tower. And I was trying to see where their location was. So I was just standing kind of in a corner on my own with like my AirPods in. And this lady comes to me, and like, whatever, I was alone, so she probably like, saw I was alone. She's like, do you speak English? I was like, I thought she needed help. And she had a clipboard in her hand, so I was like, yeah, I do. Because like, obviously I'm not gonna lie, you know, like, I'm like, because I didn't think,
they have a
like,
clipboard.
I know, but my instinct was like, maybe it's like a, you know, like a thing. Okay, so then she's like, can you assign this? And I'm like, she's like, it's for the deaf and the mute. So I'm like, okay, sure. So I start signing, but I'm like, why does she want like my postal code? But I didn't write my postal code fully because like the crayon wasn't even working properly. Then it's a donation. There's a donation thing. So she's like, a little bit of donation. I'm like, okay. So I'm like, do you have change? Then like, can I get the change? She's like, 20 minimum.
Yeah.
So she literally went with my 20.
You need to think more when people approach you. If people are approaching you, your immediate thought should be, this person wants money from me and I'm not going to give it.
It's like, bye. Yeah, I should just be like, okay, bye. Yeah,
you're frozen again.
I know, I'm so naive. I'm very naive. I think I see too much of like, like, whatever. But people are fucked up though. They're not as honest as you, so beware of when you're traveling. And don't stand anywhere alone for too long. Like, just move places. But anyways, I learned from that. People are crooked and people are not nice and they will do anything for money.
This is why I don't trust people.
I would say itinerary-wise, like how Kathy said, to plan stuff out, but also where you're gonna eat. Like reserve in advance and know where you're gonna eat.
Yeah, that's kind of
like,
what I was saying too.
A
like,
little bit in advance.
Yeah, if you want something specific, like make sure you reserve. Like sometimes you have to just email them to reserve, or sometimes it's on the website. But like if you really want to eat somewhere, do that. For us, we only were able, like we were reserving a month in advance. We were only able to reserve one place that we wanted to go to.
A month in advance, only one?
A month in advance, only one. Another place, we kind of like, they had reservations, but they also had like, if you show up, you might get in. So we showed up early to that place so that we could get in.
Yeah, and you're able to get in.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could always like get in, I think, but also maybe if you can't reserve and you still want to go there, just know where you're going. Because I will say sometimes I didn't know where I was going to go eat and I was so hungry and I'd just be like on the streets trying to Google places and it was really annoying. So that's why I'm saying like have an idea of like where you're going to eat your meals, at least 2 meals out of the day, like know where you're going to eat. Just because you don't want to be like hot, tired and like Googling somewhere to go eat, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
And take this advice, guys, because I went through pain. So trust me, it's worth it. I'm not lying.
Oh
so definitely do these things. When you're checking on travel agencies or third-party websites to book your hotel, make sure it's in the currency that you're in, because I'm accidentally made that mistake and it was in US dollars. So it was much more expensive than I thought. So just double check, because sometimes it'll be in US dollars for some reason if it's like an American website or whatever. So
we said before, this is a lot of like places that we're traveling to that like it's more sightseeing, but like if you guys have tips for like all-inclusive vacations, like Mexico type of place, like let us know. I'm planning to go in August and I haven't done an all-inclusive in years. So I might have tips after that, but if you guys have your own tips, let us know in the comments. I feel like that'd be really good, and like other people can see too. And that's about it. Exactly, so Afi, do you want to wrap up?
Yes, so as usual, subscribe, like our video, comment, leave us any feedback. Let us know if you think these tips were useful. If you're going on vacation somewhere, let us know where you're going. Follow us on Instagram at WowThoughtsPod, TikTok as well, Facebook too, and you can follow us on our individual platforms too. It'll all be linked up below. And yeah, pretty much that's it.
That's it. Okay, hope you guys enjoyed. Sorry again for the lag on Zoom,
the technical difficulties.
We'll be back in person next time, so don't worry about that. That's it. So see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Bye.